Hello everybody, it's your boy WEEZYFMAMBA and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys once again so much for being here. We really appreciate it. On today's video, continuing our segment now that we have a little bit of more free time of the horror franchise tier lists. We've already popped off like Saw, TCM, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Scream franchise, and we actually put up to a vote this afternoon or this morning, and the Evil Dead franchise was the vote winner. So you guys want me to go ahead and rank these. Obviously, if you guys started on my channel 2 years ago, we know that we played Evil Dead, the game, prior to TCM coming out. And it was an absolutely one of the best video games ever made, easily the best asymmetrical horror game ever made, in my opinion, still to this day reigns supreme. Evil Dead being one of, if not the best franchise ever, period. There's nothing remotely bad in this franchise. There's never been a bad release. We do have unorthodox predictions here, or I should say placements. A lot of people think that, you know, you might not agree with my list, but it's my list, and this is just where I rank them to kind of give you guys a little scenario here. So we're going to go ahead and start the rank tier list of the Evil Dead franchise, including Ash vs. Evil Dead and Within the Woods. All 3 seasons, so we have them separated here, and then all of the films. We're going to go from the latest release backwards, okay? That's how I always do these. I always end with like the original film. So if you guys want to check out all those other tier list videos, you're more than welcome to. We are going all the way from D tier all the way up to Groovy, which is essentially your S tier. Shout out to Ash Williams. You guys already know the deal. Bruce Campbell, one of the all-time GOATs, dude. All-time GOATs. Let's go ahead and start with the latest release, and that is Evil Dead Rise. Now, a lot of people did not enjoy this film. Obviously, it's an enjoyable film. There's, again, nothing bad released in this franchise. Everything is good. Is it groovy? No. Why? No Ash. I mean, when you don't have Ash, you don't have that same feel, right? However, we do have a fresh take on the franchise, insane makeup and special effects, practical effects, gore, likable characters. Nothing bad with this film. It's not the same without Ash. We all know this. There is a man. There's a what am I trying to say? There is an exception to this coming up soon. So we'll get to that. But it's, again, it still didn't have the setting, right? No cabin this time. We need the woods, and for Evil Dead's premise to really take home, with this being set in like a New York apartment complex, or wherever, I think it was New York apartment complex. It doesn't have the same horror aspect to it. This is a gore fest. It's an incredible film, a lot of fun to watch, but it doesn't have the Evil Dead terror to it, the feel to it. Okay. Now I know that a lot of times Evil Dead is supposed to be black comedy. There's so much funny shit in this franchise. But when it comes to horror, it just didn't have the same setting. So Evil Dead Rise, A tier for me. Moving on to Ash vs. Evil Dead season 3. Now, season 3, obviously, was left on a cliffhanger. It should have been renewed for season 4. This is B tier for me. Now, of course, I think they would have been able to continue the storyline of, you know, Ash and Ruby, Pablo and Kelly. They were just so good together on screen. This franchise, this TV show, particularly, is just super fucking awesome, dude. Again, the gore, the dirtiness, the raunchiness, the foul language, and just everybody being so good and likable. And easy half-hour episodes to watch. Nothing too long, nothing too time dedicating. Again, a lot of times that people watch television shows, they get turned off when it's 90-minute episodes or 60-minute episodes, even 45-minute episodes. These 29-minute, a little 30-minute episodes are nice to bang out in succession and and binge watch essentially. Again, super good, super good. As far as the best season of Ash versus Evil Dead, hands down, season 2 was top notch, man, top notch. Once again, the bringing back the introduction and of Kelly, Pablo, and Ruby and Chet and all of these things that just came into play. They upped the gore, they upped the comedy, choreographs, villains, everything that season 1 was. Ash versus Evil Dead season 2 just brought harder. Okay, and that leads us to obviously season 1. Again, I still prefer Ash versus Evil Dead over Evil Dead Rise. Anything with Ash and it's going to take premise. Ash versus Evil Dead season 1 was A tier. It wasn't perfect. It started out a little bit, different than you would think. Sorry, my phone just went off. A little bit different. It was funny. I think the first episode honestly was the weakest, believe it or not. It still was great, but it had that aspect of, okay, where are they going to go with this? And what incarnation are we watching? You know what I mean? Like, how are they really going to play off of, the Evil Dead original series franchise? So that's just kind of how it goes for me. As far as the next film, this is the remake, and here's your exception. The 2013 remake, contrary to many people's tier lists, many people's beliefs, Evil Dead 2013 is groovy, and I don't want to hear another fucking thing about it. You guys are just shitting on this film, kind of like how I just did Rise, because there's no Ash, even though Ash does show up in the end credit scene. Bruce Campbell, the introduction of Maria and everybody else, dude, I do not understand. I mean, it's just so good. Okay, the turkey kill, the turkey baster. You guys know about how everything was played right, the makeup, special effects, everything, okay, was so good. Mia, sorry, I said Maria. Mia, not sure why I said Maria. I just had a brain fart because I'm talking and doing this in one take. Mia, and obviously David, the final girl. Okay, the gore. We need the abomination. We needed the abomination in game. Easily one of the best bosses for sure. But that always sticks to my mind is the waving of the fingers inside the fruit cellar, as well as the turkey cutter kill, which is easily got to be the best kill in the franchise. Of like her own decimation of herself with her arm falling off afterwards. Just so good. So good. Moving on to Army of Darkness. This is a lot of people's tops. This movie was very toned down as far as gore. This was a lot of skeletons, Evil Ash, the introduction of Evil Ash, the time travel, Henry the Red, cars, hysterical film, hysterical. But I put this in A tier, and it's top of A tier for me. Once again, bringing in the Army of Darkness aspect of the more PG-13 black comedy style. Even though the film was R-rated, it still had that PG-13 feel to me, which really kind of took away from some of its glory days, like the original 2 films. Here you are, right? The original 2. They're just too good. Too good. Okay? Army of Darkness, again, great film. Just, again, that feel, the aspect of not being all the time in the cabin in the woods. This was more in, medieval times. It really took that feel away, but it didn't do it as much as Rise did. It still felt authentic. Moving on to Evil Dead 2, the greatest of all time. It's not even close. Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, basically a soft reboot already of the original film, taking its place in the same cabin on the same night, right? Coming back, like Bruce Campbell deserved a fucking Oscar for this film. If you go back and actually watch the sheer hell that he had to go through filming this movie, on top of that, the pure comedy, body language, body contortion, blood, disgusting, dirt, sweat. He put himself through hell filming this movie. And go back, throw the silliness aside. No other actor on planet Earth could have ever done what Bruce Campbell did in this film. Evil Dead 2 is funnier, gorier, longer, better. Period. Getting to the original prior to the school project, technically Within the Woods is the original, but it was more of a school project. We're going to put the Evil Dead. Now, this is a very, very rare occurrence in horror franchises that the first film is the weakest film. Now, if we consider the standard original Evil Dead the weakest film, or the original film, then yes. Technically, again, Within the Woods is the school project. It was just poorly made. Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi. Again, the lighting, it was made off like, I don't know, $14,000 or something crazy. It was a kid. He was a kid. School project, right? Sam Raimi goes and directs from Within the Woods to directing Marvel films. And obviously all of the Evil Dead franchise. He's a legend. This is no case point of taking a shot at Sam Raimi. He is a fucking legend. We know this. But like I said, it's a school project at this point, you know? So Within the Woods is C tier. And it's like 29 minutes long or something. So, you know, little half hour. Go check it out. Evil Dead, the original. Like I said, one of the very rare occurrences that the original film is the weakest. Okay. Friday the 13th is another example of this. Believe it or not, Friday the 13th, the original film, is the weakest film of the bunch, in my opinion. Minus the fact Kevin Bacon's in it. The Evil Dead, again, started that franchise. The flying camera, the point of view, first person camera, was innovative. It was awesome. The rape tree, aka, you guys know what we're talking about. Very, very risky to have a scene of such disturbing images. It was great, but everything else about it was just outshined by Evil Dead 2. It just was done, like I said, better, bigger, better, faster, stronger. Like, it was just what it was. B tier. Okay, that is my personal ranking of the Evil Dead franchise. Continuing next year, maybe we come back and visit this, because we have another Evil Dead film dropping in 2026. So we're super excited for that. Let me know down in the comments section. What do you guys put your tier list? Do you guys have Army of Darkness at the top? Do you have the original at the top? Where do you guys put your Evil Dead tier list? Let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget, drop a like on the video, hit the subscribe button, and of course, turn on that notification bell. That way you guys get notified every time I go live here on YouTube, over on Twitch, and anytime that I bring you brand new horror content. Okay, I love you guys very much, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.